My Lords, with the leave of the House, I will now make a statement which is being delivered simultaneously in the other place on the Government's approach to the Northern Ireland Protocol. My Lords, the Northern Ireland Protocol was designed to achieve a delicate balance between a number of different aims. It reflected a truly extraordinary compromise by the Government in 2019, driven by our steadfast commitment to the Belfast Good Friday Agreement in all of its dimensions. Just over a year afterwards, we also agreed the Trade and Cooperation Agreement, the broadest and most far-reaching such agreement ever struck. And together, these offered the building blocks of a strong, constructive partnership between the UK and the EU as sovereign equals. And yet, we have not been able to unlock the potential of that new partnership, and the impact of the current protocol is at the heart of that. My Lords, there is no doubt that we have tried to operate the protocol in good faith. We worked throughout 2020 to finalise the areas left open by the protocol text itself, without, of course, knowing what the real-world impacts on the ground of those decisions would be. This year, we are planning to invest around £500 million in delivering systems and support services to operate the protocol. We have worked with business to help their preparations for the new trading arrangements. But nevertheless, as we have sought to operate the protocol, it is clear that its burdens have been the source of considerable and ongoing disruption to lives and livelihoods. We have seen reductions in supermarket product lines. We have seen more than 200 suppliers decide they would no longer sell to Northern Ireland. We have seen difficulties not just on the famous chilled meats issue, but on medicines, on pets, on movements of live animals, on seeds and plants, and on many others. Indeed, nowhere are these problems more visible than in the fact that the Northern Ireland Executive conducts 20% of all the EU documentary checks on products of animal origin, despite a population of only 1.8 million people. What is worse, these burdens will worsen, not improve, over time as grace periods expire, leaving businesses facing ever more unsustainable burdens. These impacts risk being felt in the fabric of our union too. All dimensions of the Belfast Good Friday Agreement need to be respected. That is Northern Ireland's integral place in our United Kingdom, just as much as the north-south dimension of the agreement. Yet there is a growing sense in Northern Ireland that we have not found the right balance, seen in an ongoing febrile political climate, protests and regrettable instances of occasional disorder, and strains within a power-sharing executive already dealing with an unprecedented pandemic. We have worked with the EU to try to address these challenges. Some avenues for progress have been identified in certain areas, but overall, those discussions have not got to the heart of the problem. Put very simply, we cannot go on as we are. My Lords, we have therefore had to consider all our options. In particular, we have looked carefully at the safeguards provided by Article 16 of the Protocol. These exist to deal with significant societal and economic difficulties, as well as with trade diversion. There has been significant disruption to east-west trade, a significant increase in trade on the island of Ireland as companies change supply chains, and considerable disruption to everyday lives. There has also been societal instability, seen most regrettably with the disorder across Northern Ireland at Easter. Indeed, the false but raw perception in the unionist community of separation from the rest of the United Kingdom has had profound political consequences. These are very serious effects, which have put people, businesses and the institutions of the Belfast Good Friday Agreement under strain. It is clear that the circumstances exist to justify the use of Article 16. Nevertheless, my Lords, we have concluded that it's not the right moment to do so. Instead, we see an opportunity to proceed differently, to find a new path, to seek to agree with the EU through negotiations a new balance in our arrangements covering Northern Ireland to the benefit of all. And it's in that spirit that today's command paper outlines the new balance that we wish to find. It is a balance which needs to ensure that goods can circulate much more freely within the UK customs territory, while ensuring that full processes are applied to goods destined for the EU. It's a balance which needs to enable all in Northern Ireland to continue to have normal access to goods from the rest of the UK, by allowing goods meeting both UK and EU standards to circulate there. And it is a balance which needs to normalise the basis of the protocol's governance so that the relationship between us and the EU is no longer policed by the EU institutions and the Court of Justice. We should return to a normal treaty framework, similar to all our other international agreements, that is more conducive to the sense of genuine and equitable partnership that we seek.